Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Europa Universalis IV with me, Alfapiomega, Meiou and Taxes, Historical Immersion and Bohemia. So we have just ended the war with Hungary, which ended by Austria gaining a huge chunk of it, and we are now dealing with the aftermath. I have almost completely reinforced my army. There's just 300 men left to get. The army has also retreated back to Praha, and we are recruiting a new unit of men-at-arms because we can now do that. We're gonna continue with focusing on the technologies for a while, but I wanted to mention that we got a wartime event that gave us an example to us all, a Grand Captain. Now he's not lowering the actual technology cost, but he's lowering the land maintenance modifier, and he's cheap, way cheaper than the one we had. So I hired him, and he's going to help us with getting better technology. We also can now get a diplomatic technology level 12, the Latin rigging. Latin-rigged sails allowed ships to tack into the wind, making them much faster overall. Commonly used in the Mediterranean, they began to spread beyond it after the 1400s. The next technology level will give us a paved road network, which is awesome. We're gonna improve the roads in Praha and elsewhere. And we're also going to have to figure out where we're going to invest our money. We have a decent income right now of about 4 gold, which is gonna get even better when we tank the army maintenance, because now we're paying for the troops to reinforce. I'm not sure if I want to keep drilling my armies in this situation, whether we wouldn't rather. Or if we would rather, that's the way to put it, if we would rather focus on developing our country. I'm not sure if we got, no extra buildings built, only Chasovsko have something built, but it does not tell us what it is. Now, as far as development, Chasovsko seems to be the best province we have right now due to the huge amount of farming pops, even though that the rural population is not that high. Other than that, Praha is of course the best, and then Wrocław. Plzeňsko is doing kinda good. Other provinces suffered quite a lot. Horní Lužica is also a really good one, so we could develop it. I would like to build a cathedral if I could in our provinces. Where's the cathedral? Here. So we could build it in Budějovičsko. Wow, Wrocław doesn't have a cathedral, really? I guess it was plundered from there. Okay, it's a cheap way how to get extra urban gravity modifier. Now Lužica has it, but many other provinces don't. Nor does Vinica. Interesting. Their autonomy is starting to drop really fast, which is great. We're gonna get way more income from it. And hey, here's our army finished. Okay, so we need last 38 guys to reinforce the army. For that, we just need a bit of investment and we'll be done. As far as the world goes, Ottomans are still at war with the Tarnovo. Is it Tarnovo? Yeah, they're still at war with Tarnovo. They reclaimed all of their provinces and now they're even sieging the capital. They're not really expanding into the Eretnits, who are kinda strong. The Russian area is divided between the Muscovy and Lithuania, or, the Soviet Union area. Burgundy is still existing, and they got quite a lot of territory, honestly. Interesting. We can't really demand unlawful territory from them, but aren't they the member of the Holy Roman Empire? They could be. No, I don't really see see them here anywhere. They inherited quite a lot of territory up in here, which is not unlawful. That means that they just got it. Amon is their capital, which is in the empire, so they should be a member of the empire. Yeah, we can bestow imperial grace on them, so they are now a duchy within the empire. Good. So if they get attacked by France, we should be called to defend them. We'll see how that's gonna go. But we still got problematic provinces here. France has some, and Bar has some. Could try to liberate them, but yeah, France and a number of other allies would join in. We'll see. I'll keep an eye on France, and if they get involved in some kind of shenanigans, we'll be there to, deal with them. Right now we're just resting and enjoying ourselves. If we wanted to drill, how much money would we get? We would get none. Okay, so stability needs to go up before we do anything. And technology-wise, should be getting better, but not great. Yeah, 12, 13, 14. The military technology is what pains me the most. We are so behind that any conflict would mean big trouble. Even the freaking Ottomans are doing better than we are. Shame for the Emperor. The Kingdom of Italy and the Empire. For years now, imperial authority over the Kingdom of Italy has been waning. Successive emperors have failed to impose their will on the Italian states, and large areas that are formally part of the empire have been lost to Venice and the Papal States, who reject the empire's right to them. Unless northern Italy is firmly brought back into the empire, the states there may slip out of our imperial control forever. So unless all of the region of the Kingdom of Italy is part of the empire before 1490 and stay there until 1550, the states are likely to leave the empire. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Because I think they are... Okay, so we would need to get this province from Naples. Take Nisa. And Meissen would join us. Maybe Austria as well. Do we want to go into conflict against Naples? That could be fun. Though I'm pretty certain that their armies are not stronger than ours. Damn, okay. So they got better cannons, but we would be able to do that. And we got Peter's great work. So do we try this again? To show the true devotion and impress foreign dignitaries, it was important that a great edifice stand out from the rest of the city. This meant it had to be beautiful, inspirational, and above all, massive. It would be the work of great men, plural. Such a project could easily take generations. And the project is 84% complete. Aha! So it does calculate the previous one. Okay, I thought it did not. Okay, so we're gonna supply the engineers with money, and we got the new building, the Great Cathedral, don't we? Our king's great work has been completed. Towering over the city of Praha, a great edifice declares to all our devotion to the true Catholic faith, inspiring zeal in worshippers and converts alike. May it stand for 1,000 years. Not to me, O Lord, but to thy name give glory. Awesome, so we got Great Cathedral, extra 25% urban gravity, extra art power, an extra art power from urban upper class, lowered local unrest, increased missionary strength, increased hero prestige, tolerance, and papal influence. Nice. I thought that, I hope that's not a bug, but I thought that when the king does not finish the great work, it just goes away and you have to start all the way from the beginning. So this is gonna massively increase our urban gravity. 25% is quite actually a lot, so we're gonna get additional, what's that, 15,000? But we lost the normal cathedral, so that's plus 15, I think. Anyway. Oh, and Heinrich von Potto has died. Oh, that's a problem. We need an advisor, a diplomatic advisor. Foreign spy detection, national unrest. That sucks. Our diplomatic policy is really taking a toll on us. I have a bit more money. So let's get Mateusz Pardubic. He's kind of cheap, and the lower national unrest will go a long way. We only have 3. But I think we're gonna go like this. 956 seems a lot better than 1037. We need to bring this diplomatic technology up to par. Anyway, I'm considering that we're gonna fight Naples. That's actually not a bad idea. Though they got Provence here as well. But I think we might be able to take it. Furthermore, 2 things. Hungary is under attack by Poland, and that is quite bad for Hungary because it's gonna lose a lot of provinces. Furthermore, we will not probably be able to get Prešporok because I did not realize that when it's adjacent to your vassals but not your territory, you can't really fabricate a claim. Damn it, I always forget about that. I don't know where I got that idea. I think that it was maybe in the original EU4 or, you know, I always think that you can. So the only way we can do, or the only way we can go here is really just directly declare war, take the stability hit when the breaking truce is done, and just go after Prešporok and Novohrad with brute force, which is of course possible, but we don't really have a benevolent and tempered leader. I'm not sure that is a good idea. Oh, but our son became a conqueror. I completely missed that. Oh, that is awesome. Well, that will mean that this is actually really easy and really understandably so good. So we're gonna see a war with Hungary and a war with Naples very soon. Damn! Peter I is now lawgiver. Monthly autonomy lowered, further instability increase interval lowered. We have an awesome king. A tempered, benevolent lawgiver king. Peter I Kinsky. I'm kind of surprised. When you look at the date though, it's 27th of July 1442. Not much is happening. I started drilling our armies just for the hell of it, and we're enjoying a time of relative stability and peace. Our troops are doing okay, our kingdom is doing okay, we're getting some money, stability is bound to increase in a few years. The war between Poland and Hungary ended in, I don't know, maybe a truce? I'm not sure what... Royal marriage... no, not sure. Not sure what happened there. Poland just, you know, ended the war, and I did not see them what was there to end it. Which gives me hope that we might eventually get Prešporok. I wouldn't even be willing to take that stability hit at this point when we get our Conqueror? Is it that? Conqueror son on the throne. I introduced him as an heir, which gave us a bit of extra prestige. As far as the empire goes, everybody loves us, people are just ecstatic, there's no internal wars going on whatsoever. I haven't had to threaten anyone in quite some time. That's kind of cool. Ottomans completely annexed the provinces of Tarnovo, and now they're also enjoying a relative peace. There has, however, been some shenanigans with Trebizond. Circassia is now free. I think that it might have been Georgia who damaged them. And there is a nation that I rarely see independent, Dobrugia, which is pretty much Crimea. There is also Teodoro, independent. So the area of the Bosporus is kind of fragile and fractured. Not much else to mention, though. France was at war with Brittany and annexed Brorrazon, but other than that, there are some French separatists screwing up Castile's day. Yeah, everything is kind of peaceful for a number of years now, which is, a bit weird, but also I enjoy it. We actually do want to have some time off after all the fights, and I think that Horní Lužice just finished a workshop on their own. Can't really be sure, but I'm pretty certain they did. Good job. Good job. There's not much investment coming from us, honestly, because we really, at this point, just drill and rest and drill and rest. Yeah. Well, we can now take two new technologies. The Academy. With a renewed emphasis on the glories of the past, came attempts to re-establish their institutions. One such attempt was a new academy, modeled after the one run by Plato. There, like-minded philosophers could meet and debate issues without fear of censorship, and youth seeking an education could attend and enrich their minds. So we can get an extra state, and we can also get the full plate armor, level 13 technology. Full plate armor. Full suits of plate armor were worn by some heavy cavalry. Full suits protected the soldier much more effectively than a breastplate, but their cost and weight made them unpopular for centuries. Once they were used in battle, however, their effectiveness was undeniable. The maneuver value of our units is increased by 5%, cavalry gets extra 0.5 shock, and Hofnitzes are now available. Hofnitze is a third cannon that we're getting. It has the same offensive value and the morale as the bombards, but Hofnitze also has one extra defensive fire, one extra defensive shock, and one extra defensive morale. The Hussite Wars saw the introduction of short-barreled Hofnitze cannon, from where we get the later term howitzer. These smaller guns lack the firepower of their larger cousins, but their mobility more than made up for it. They were used to fire into crowds of infantry or to make horses run away. After the war, the design spread into the rest of Europe. So it's gonna take a while before we get the matchlock arquebuses, but I'm gonna hope that we are getting there soon. And we're slowly crawling up as far as technology goes. Now, what we're gonna do next is that the Emperor, who has some extra manpower, some saved money, will attack Naples, and we're gonna go for Nizza. We want Nizza because it's part of the empire, while Naples isn't, and the Naples is actually it's actually waging a war against Wallachia down in here. So we will attack them. However, it's gonna be a long bloody war because they are allied with Genoa and Ferrara, so we'll have quite a lot to deal with. But these are very rich nations, and we're gonna hope to get Ferrara out of this war, but I would not mind laying siege and sacking Genoa, which is not part of the empire, and we could get insane cash out of it. The problem is going to be that the cost and, the armies of Naples, unless they're all over there, will bring quite a lot of issue to us. We'll see. However, I'm gonna go with that. My allies will join me. Even Austria, which is not very inclined, but we're gonna ask them to prepare for war, which is gonna give them a 20% bonus, and they will join us. Same with Poland and Meissen. So we'll use all of our alliance and all of our vassals who will join my army, and we're gonna march down south. I'm actually thinking that we ought to give the command to our conqueror's son, who is, oh my god, really good. Okay, so this is going to be his first official campaign in his conqueror line. He's going to move to Pozeńsko, where he's going to wait. And in the next episode, we're going to start that war. So join me there for the war against Naples.